Haulover Inlet one more time. It's Friday afternoon. See what this great inlet has in store for us today. Bit more activity than last time, but a lot better weather too. The new time schedule is kind of messing up the sunlight. We'll make the best of it. A couple people doing their jet ski thing in the evening. We got about an hour and a half before our sun starts going down. So, see if we get some colors in the sky. We overlook the sunset area and the Haulover Inlet. See how we can negotiate down here a little bit. Always seems like a good idea till I do this stuff. So thank you all for coming out and joining me at Haulover as we are checking out what a Friday afternoon has to offer us here. Then we got ourselves a good spot. Got some clear water. Clear skies, sunset in the background of the Ritz-Carlton. A few boats back there by the sandbar. Police doing their patrol. I think we're in the low 80s this afternoon, getting ready for our cold front. Coming through Sunday or Monday, where Miami's getting ready to get our cold 50-degree weather. Definitely expected a few more people on the beach today, but it's still a great atmosphere. Start the weekend. We'll be heading out to Islandflow tomorrow. Minor, how are ya? And Millie, how are ya? Thank you for all joining. FPS, welcome. I'm showing 89 people right now, but I know it fluctuates. We just got started about 3 minutes ago. We're just gonna hang out here. Charlos, welcome. I'm gonna kind of hang out here for our Friday evening, decompress from the week of work. Oh yes, there is barely 6 or 7 people on the beach. You must be in the area, but there's a few more than 6 or 7. We're on the north side of Haulover, Romania. Welcome. Water looks amazing, which is why I'm surprised there's not more people out here. It's clear. It's fairly calm for Haulover. Cindy, welcome. Yes, we are at Miami at the Haulover Inlet, world famous Haulover. We've got the typical crazy people Haulover coming through here in a little runabout. They definitely picked a good choice of the day to bring that little boat out here. John, welcome. I can't believe there's 2 people in that boat to begin with. Let's see if they get any water over the bow. FPS, you filmed a music video out here, nice. They do a lot of video stuff here between the beaches and Brickell and downtown Bayside area. Show you how small that thing is, smaller than a jet ski. So we're just out here kind of relaxing for the afternoon after a long week of work and preparing ourselves for going live tomorrow in Alamrada feeding those tarpon. To thank you all for joining in. Engaging in the chat. I think that's one of those little Amazon motors for $100. That's what it sounded like anyway, a little weed whacker with a propeller on it. It's definitely living on hopes and dreams. They had a nice day out there on the water. Water's still kind of cool, but not cold yet, so it's still an enjoyable time. I honestly expected a lot more boats out here too after a week-long boat show in Fort Lauderdale. Well, I guess people just put their orders in for the boats and they'll be receiving their orders soon. Yeah, I don't think that boat was even 10 feet long. I'm not sure how they even put two people in it. Can't imagine going too far out. And hopefully they brought extra fuel with them at least. So over here is where all the guys are usually sitting with their cameras. I think we got one out there now waiting for just in case. All the ones that catch the crazy boat splashes here at Haulover. They put a lot of time in. Here comes the little boat back. They finished their 3-hour tour. Gilligan and the skipper are coming back in now. Maybe one of these days we'll get the stabilizer on the live feed as well. For some reason it eliminates that feature. He's gonna struggle a little bit because the current's going out and that little guy's trying to go against the current now. He's got it running wide open and gonna try to surf some of the waves in. Debbie, welcome. Thank you for joining. We're hanging out here at Haulover on this Friday afternoon. See how long my battery will hold out, and we'll see if we get some pretty cool colors in the sunset this evening. Jolan, welcome. Debbie, we're at the Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. North middle Miami. This is the famous inlet that you see all the big waves crashing over the boats when you have just the right conditions. Hey, he's giving it everything he's got. I think that's one of those little Hangaki motors that Amazon sells for like $150. We tried one and it was about that impressive. I'm not sure it's 5 horse. It looks like more like a 3 horse. Let's give it. There you got it. It's got 2 people on it. Coastsider. That is probably the smallest boat I've seen out here. I've seen guys out here with kayaks, the same little motor with the, what's it called, the little float on the side to keep them balanced, catamaran style. Beautiful sky this evening. Got the sun trying to do its thing through the clouds. So we got some fairly clean water, a little bit of reflection, but we've had some decent weather the past few days. Yes, outriggers, thank you very much. Well, that slipped my mind, but yeah, I've seen a couple of kayaks come through here where they're pedaling, had their outriggers and a sail sometimes. I've actually seen a couple guys on paddle boards out here doing everything they can to fight against that current. Then you gotta watch out for these guys causing the wakes. Maybe a sea hunt. Can't quite make it out. It's pretty amazing how you can see everything from that little 8-foot dinghy to these mini yachts. TCS outriggers, appreciate it. Outrigger canoes. Not a bad setup there. Make a nice run over the Bahamas, hang out for the weekend. Up close and personal. You guys was talking about doing music videos out here. Got a couple guys right now. I'm filming a video. He was doing some dance moves there for a second, like he was singing or he's posing. These guys always love all over the jet skis. The one I do want to go check out soon is that new one by Wave Runner. It's like a mini flats boat. Full walk around, rod holders. Comes with a trolling motor if you want. Pretty cool setup. I showed it earlier. This is, I think, one of the guys. Yeah, he's got his camera out and everything right in front of the marker. I think some of those guys actually live in these high rises over here, and they're able to watch for good days of the boats, and they come out. Yeah, I think they're over there filming their version of a little music video. Curious how many of you, this is your first time catching me live, or if you've seen some of our other stuff, whether here at Haulover or out at Robbie's down in Islandflow, which we'll be heading back down to tomorrow. Have a good time down there feeding the tarpon and the sharks, and sometimes we get lucky with the Goliath groupers. We got another boat coming in here. Leo, welcome. I can see him by eye, but I can't see him on the camera. There he is. He should be coming around the bend here in a few minutes. And right now we also have another cruise ship leaving Port of Miami. You can just make out the silhouette. This is one of those unexpected inlets that anything can happen. We've had boat crashes. We've had the airplane that landed on the bridge. It was actually the bridge that a small airplane landed on a couple years ago. Get massive yachts coming through here. Right weather, we get the surfers, we get the kiteboarders. Crandon, that's a beautiful marina down there, yes. It's closer to my neighborhood. Are you just going out fishing or going out sandbar hopping? Maybe some reef diving? What's on the plans? Hopefully Crandon's not gonna be flooded again from our high tides. We've had some serious king tides lately. Between the low pressure systems and the full moons. So we right now are kind of middle North Miami at Haulover Inlet, where all your big splash and wave boats are happening, and Crandon Park is maybe 10 miles south of here. Midnight Express maybe? What do you think? Looks like Midnight Express. Cruising in No Name Harbor, beautiful. Sounds like a great day on the water. So yes, Crandon is a little marina, southern end of Miami, right on Biscayne Bay. I believe Crandon is the north side, right on the edge of the national park. Hopefully the next year or two we'll get back into the actual boating phase. I do need to put some time aside to get out the little John boat. Do some cruising through the mangrove areas. John R., we are at Haulover in Miami. The famous Haulover Inlet, this for a reference, is the Ritz-Carlton, I believe the name of the hotel and apartment building. That's the Haulover Inlet Bridge, middle North Miami. Maybe 20 minutes from Aventura, which is near the Fort Lauderdale line. That cruise ship in the distance there is coming out of Port of Miami. TNSF, welcome. How are you? I think you've been here a few times. Appreciate you joining in. Appreciate y'all joining in on the live and hanging out with me. We let go of the chaotic week of work behind us. Ready for a South Florida weekend of outdoor stuff. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be back down in Alamorada feeding those tarpon. Oh, we get to see some of the nurse sharks again, and maybe get lucky and play with the Goliath groupers. So hard to tell which ship is which from this distance. There's somebody coming around the corner now. It's a great place to come and boat shop. You want to kind of get an idea what the boat looks like in the water. It's an endless supply of boats here, especially on the weekends. Especially if you time it right for the rougher seasons, and you can see how that boat handles big waves. I don't know if you guys see on your side, but I just got notification for a questionnaire. I don't know if you guys would enjoy putting questions on the screen or not. It seemed to take away from the video itself. I think for a lot of you, you just like myself enjoy the calm water background with a random boat coming here and there. It's amazing. If you only watch the videos, you would think that this inlet, Haulover Inlet, was one of the roughest places in the world 24/7, but as you see, it has its very calm days. We've been watching for a little while now. You see we've had everything from an 8-foot dinghy with a Hangaki motor to 50-foot mini yachts, and then a couple center consoles in between. I don't know if we missed the charter boats or if they're still waiting to come in. We'll hang out for a little bit longer to see if the charter boats come in. Here's also, if any of you all ever been out here to Haulover Inlet, check this out in person, or just get to see it through the videos. I know a lot of our subscribers and our followers and all are from around the world. So not able to get here in person, and this kind of gives you a feel for what goes on in other parts of the world. We've had almost every state check-in over the different weeks, and many of the countries, all the way down to Antarctica, we've had check-in. Forget how lucky we are living in South Florida that you can go jet skiing in November without wearing a wetsuit. I think about 2 weeks ago is when we had the massive storm weather come through. We were affected by that hurricane that hit Jamaica. And they shut down the beaches, big waves, all kinds of stuff. Last week we missed because we were doing Halloween with the family, and we're back. Aloha, Hawaii, beautiful. Scott, welcome. Welcome to sunny South Florida. We're at the Haulover Inlet in Miami. I'd love to go back to Hawaii and spend a few days or a few weeks there. We had a chance on a travel to stay in Hawaii for Christmas Eve and Christmas. $8:05 for you. That's unique because it's 4:35 here p.m. So I think you're still 8:05 in the morning there. And I think we're on what is considered normal time now. We just entered our daylight savings time, which I never will understand. Someone got all the seagulls excited on the other side. The sun started to make some pretty cool light show with the clouds. Hopefully not too long from now, a few weeks or so, we'll start doing some morning beach walks over on the west coast of Florida. So we can kind of intermingle this channel with these calm moments and some chaos, whether busy boat days or the tarpon feeding we do every Saturday now. We head on down to Robbie's in Alamrada and hand feed those big 100+ pound tarpon. They got me pretty good on Saturday last week. Absolutely amazing how the ocean works with the energy of the waves and the sun, and go from being this dead calm to there can be 6-8 foot rollers in the same inlet. The bucket of fish is $5 for 6 fish. 90% of the time it is pilchard. We have had a couple times now where they had ballyhoo. They charge you $2.50 to walk on the dock, and there's no time limit as of now. Hopefully they keep it that way. And a big trick there, if you have interest in going, is definitely when you walk out with your little bucket of fish, to get yourself an empty bucket to put on top to protect you from those tax collectors, the pelicans. That there, if y'all can see it, would be my ideal way of starting a weekend in the future. Hop on your catamaran sailboat and just head out. Go island hopping for a few days or a few weeks. Leave the mainland behind. Aussie, welcome. Scoob, welcome. Appreciate y'all joining in. That's a cruise ship leaving out of Port of Miami. Still don't see any distinctive colors on it. So it might be like a royal, most likely royal boat. I think we got one of our charter boats coming in soon. Off in the distance, but looks like he's heading in. Do thank everybody for coming here and joining in with us today. Peaceful way to end the week. Even if you got to work the weekends, usually weekends are a more peaceful time to work anyway, because the big bosses are never in the office. Celis, welcome. How are you? Do appreciate all of you joining in, all of the new followers, doing that subscribing thing. So more, welcome. You guys combined have made this channel grow faster than YouTube has expected. It throws in for a real confusing time for Monday through Friday till we go live again. I'm glad you're doing well. Hopefully this brings you a little more peace for the day and a good ending for the calendar week. Got a co-worker, he's heading out to Madagascar and Seychelles. I think he's leaving tomorrow. So that sounds like an amazing trip he'll be on. I told him bring me some pictures. Actually, he's got a video I need to share later on. He went to Jade Mountain in the Caribbean. It's not St. Martin, one of the islands down there. Yeah, so the seashore brings much peace to the world. Even when it's rough, it brings much peace. I gotta dig up the clip that he sent me for that Jade Mountain place. They carved rooms into the side of a mountain that overlooked the Bay of the Caribbean. They had a small pool inside your room, no air conditioning, just fans, no wall, just open air out over the ocean. Ali, welcome. Thank you all for checking in. Believe it or not, he is getting a little closer. Oh, we got another one coming in here, a little personal boat. Still think it's a little funny when you watch the videos of Haulover and you see the boats crashing through the big waves and all. You would think that it's like that 24/7 here, and it's really not. Those guys put a lot of hours to get those clips. Let's see what kind of boat we think this one's gonna be. Definitely a center console. Big flared bow. Let's see if we can see a brand name as it passes by. It's gonna be nice and dry boat there. Mako maybe, or Dusky. Nice Dusky. Riding into the sunset under the bridge. We are at Haulover Inlet, FC. We are in the middle north of Miami at the famous Haulover Inlet. And if you're familiar at all with where Port of Miami is at for the cruise ships, that ship just left the Port of Miami. We do try to keep this more peaceful chats, especially on the peaceful ocean days. We get a little crazy sometimes down at Robbie's feeding the tarpon. I think a few of you have tagged along for those videos. And those of you who keep subscribing and following along for each event is what keeps me doing it. It's a good time, but it's even better when I can share the great times with other people. It's definitely one of the charter boats. I think that one's got a ruler on the side for different size fish. Howard, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us here at Haulover Inlet. World famous Haulover Inlet with all the crazy boats. Crash through the waves sometimes on rough days. And the reason for the big waves. Kimberly, welcome. California. Appreciate you joining in with us here in Florida. Got our small planes that go and check out the beaches and the waters. Andres, welcome. So what happens here for the big waves is the wind will be blowing from the ocean into land. So from out that way back in this to us. And then the current comes from underneath the bridge out to the ocean. And they work against each other, causing the big waves. David, welcome from Vegas. Appreciate you joining in. We will be live tomorrow in Islandflow, Florida Keys, feeding those big tarpon. With any luck, we'll get to feed some sharks. Those are more of a rare circumstance, and always welcome to get that. Kimberly, thanks for the extra interaction. So we keep this kind of positive interaction up. We can do this on Fridays as long as the weather mostly cooperates and timing cooperates. I don't think that's liquid IV. Let's see. Had a serious day of fishing with their outriggers out and everything. Always an amazing view here at Haulover. As Intrepid, I recognize the windows. Therapy IV, that's what it was. It's a great place to come out here and do some visual boat shopping. See how the different boats handle the different waves. Everything from little sport fishers Costa Rica, that's some major fishing over there. It's another one of the places I need to go check out. Which part of Florida were you from? And do you recommend going to Costa Rica for long periods of time or just for a weekend? Again, appreciate all the interaction, little community we're building up. And by any chance, if you guys see we're going live or we are live down in Islandflow or even here at Haulover and you're in the area, don't be afraid to meet up with me. We are in Florida. We are at Haulover Beach. This is that crazy inlet. Everybody sees all the boats crashing through the waves. Traders, we are north of the port of Miami. That's our cruise ship that just left the port. And there's a second one there. So I've got the Fort Lauderdale port behind us, Miami port in front of us, and some brave people on a runabout deciding to go out of Haulover. For some reason, they don't understand if they were to go closer to the jetty walls, it's smoother. They love to go right down the center of this inlet. And that is truly the roughest part of this inlet, no matter what day it is. Traegers, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but we'll put our Florida U in. South Florida, Mid Florida, North Florida. appreciate you joining in. Florida is one of those unique states that has a lot of different personalities to it as far as the environment. North Florida, very nice. You guys get a good change of weather, and I hope you're ready for this coming probably Sunday, Monday for you all. So if we're getting into the 50s here in Miami, you guys gotta be getting down to the 40s at least. No snow is good, I think. Maybe if you get a little closer to the holiday season. It's the one thing. I've seen some snow on the ground. I've seen a snow flurry, but I've never seen snow. Florida is definitely a very positively unique place. So many options for outdoors activities. Well, you want boating, hunting, you want beach vibe. You've got the Gulf, you've got the Atlantic. You've got the Florida Keys, you've got the Bahamas not too far away. Yeah. David, snow's that stuff you get on the inside of the freezer sometimes. Angelo, welcome. Orlando, welcome. Canyon Island. $42 snook, beautiful catch. Actually, I don't know if you've seen that new one Yamaha just made. It's like a micro flats boat, full walk around, trolling motor, like an extreme jet ski fishing vessel. David, thank you. Have a great day as well, and hopefully we'll catch you again on the next live. Do appreciate the support of being here with me. That's gotta be pretty awesome catching those big fish off a jet ski. You get the right setup, they are stable, they're maneuverable, they sip fuel. The problem I have where I live is no jet skis are allowed at the marinas. So I would have to make a good run with the truck and trailer to get to a place where I can take the jet ski. These guys got the best view. Where is he? There he is. These little single engine planes flying over the beaches. Right time of day, they can see in the water, see the sharks, the tuna, all kinds of great stuff. I have to look up this Canyo Island place. Constance, if you're still there, what's your preferred jet ski brand, or is it the actual jet ski? You know, Wave Runners or the Sea-Doo? Is there one that's preferred? Roseman, welcome. Kind of torn between heading back soon or hanging out here with you guys for a little bit longer because that's the traffic I'm gonna get now. Welcome to Miami. This is one of the rush hour capitals. Ben, welcome, how are you? And everybody's on their cruise tonight. Where's the rest of them? 2. I think that's 3 and 4. 4 cruise ships all heading out at the same time. Some other good followers out there. VFX Messy and Redskin Garage. See how they're doing. I haven't seen them for a little while. I know Redskin, he was doing a lot of organizing of his home. Oh, they're full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Give this a few more minutes out here at Haulover Inlet to end our chaotic week in Miami. See if we catch another couple boats coming in and out of the inlet. South Costa Rica, 50 miles to Panama. 1100 Kawasaki. I had an 1100 Kawasaki. I believe it's 74 miles an hour. I had one of the stock, it was a ZXI? Kawasaki ZXI, I think. It had trim on the nozzle and everything. He's throwing the canals behind the house. With it trimmed just right, that would literally launch that little jet ski out of the water. That's definitely a way to get to your fishing spot quick. Like he lost his way to the inlet. Pathfinder, maybe? About a 19-foot Pathfinder. Also curious from you all what you all think about the people who run the drones up on top of the boats as they go in and out of the inlet. To me, it's one thing to sit on the shoreline and just record as they go back and forth and enjoy the atmosphere. It's another to be flying the drones on top of the boats. But I understand you're in public area, so anything goes. everybody's had their day of fishing and coming back in now. Faisal, welcome. Good morning from wherever you are. We are 5:01 p.m. here, but it is always morning somewhere, and it may be morning even at 5 p.m. if you're going to a night shift, just waking up. You hear the whistling of those superchargers. There's some class here. Refers to the quiet rich. Malaysia or Costa Rica. Malaysia, it's this morning, yes. Trying to get you as close to the action as we possibly can without being in the water. I got a Coast Guard boat or a Coast Guard plane doing some routine checks. And 4:01 in Costa Rica right now. It's amazing how close, but yet still how far away Costa Rica is from here. "6:03 a.m. So you're 11 hours off of us, or we're 11 hours off of you. Very interesting. Hopefully this is a good start to your day. Absolutely amazing how we can connect the world to these little handheld devices in the world of YouTube. Thank everybody for joining me here at Haulover on this Friday afternoon in Miami. We are in Miami's famous Haulover Inlet, where you see all the crazy boats crashing through the big waves. Sometimes they try to sink them. And then you got the crazy jet skiers that love to come through here at the bigger water. I am actually one of the few people that was born and raised here in the southern end of Miami. Definitely not a big boat crash yet. I've seen some big boats take on some big waves over their bows. I have had boats crash into my boat at the dock for no reason. I've definitely seen some smaller boats bumping into each other. We used to have a big event called Columbus Day Regatta, and there was all kinds of boat bumping going on out there. Haulover is known for some boats turning into submarines. The lady out here having a good time. She's practicing her flute. Some nice background music with the waves. Arvinder, welcome. So yeah, on the weekends when it's real busy, you'll get a line of guys with cameras and their beach chairs ready for the action to happen. Well, down by me, I'm about 20 miles south of here, and they've already banned them in Biscayne Bay. They have their purpose and they have their place. It's the people who find that gray zone that make it rough. Because I can tell you, they are great when you set them up right for fishing. I've been snorkeling off of them. You can tow them with smaller vehicles. Take a little anchor with you, put your skin diving equipment in the front locker, and you can go out some really cool places. Great way to go exploring islands down the Florida Keys. Trying to figure, it looks like maybe the current's starting to come in. Kind of see the texture differences in the water. See if we can get a couple more boats to come in here before I get out of here and I could go sit in 2 hours of Miami traffic. But this place is not too far from my work, and it's definitely a peaceful place to come hang out for a little while. Appreciate all the new subscribers coming in today, those that are coming back in from previous lives and events. Make sure you're following along if you have interest in checking us out tomorrow as we go hand feed some tarpon down at Robbie's in Islamorada. Looks like a commercial guy there. The guys know where they're at. There's still some good fishing here. See if we can get us one more boat before we call it a night. Maybe one of these Fridays we'll get a little better sunset too. A little too much cloud coverage tonight. I got a spot over on the west coast that we'll have access to here pretty soon. Be able to get some amazing sunsets there off the west coast beaches of Florida. Another unique thing about Florida, if you time it right, you can wake up early on the east side, catch a sunrise over the ocean with no obstruction. Make a 100-mile drive across the state and catch you a sunset in the evening with no obstruction, just water. After this boat passes, I'm going to turn the camera around for just a moment. Thank you all for being here with me. Oh, we got one more boat making their evening run. We're gonna get there one day, and we're gonna share it all with everybody as we go along. Hoping to bring many, many great things to all you great people. Oh, that is an amazing opportunity to be able to live on top of the mountain and get those beautiful views. Sunset 7 days a week. Beautiful breeze up there, I'm sure. Beautiful weather. You're very lucky for some of the life goals we have. Got a few more years out to make it happen, but it's definitely on the list. Preferably something like the Costa Rica area or maybe Puerto Rico as far as mountains go. Otherwise maybe like the Bahamas, but we're gonna figure it out. Again, I'm gonna turn the camera around for just a moment and thank you all. Thank you very much for showing up on this Friday here at Haulover. And we will do this again tomorrow at Robbie's and Islamorada. And we'll probably be back here again next Friday, depending on weather and circumstances. So I thank you all very much, and we'll see you then.